Yo, what's up, people? What's up? It's your boy Tiario. I'm back, y'all, with another video and also another eye-opening message and topic. And in this video, y'all, and in this message, I'm going to be talking about the mountaintop of your life. The mountaintop of your life. Okay, this is a great message and it's going to bless you dearly. You know what I'm saying? The mountaintop of your life. Now, this is what you got to understand, because I'm going to give you wisdom, knowledge, and free game in this, okay? And I'm going to give you the scriptures for this stuff. It's all going to make sense to you. Trust me on this. It's all going to make sense. When we talking about the mountaintop of your life, meaning that our lives are like mountains, and we have to climb up those mountains to get to the mountaintop of our lives. Just like you, I'll give you an example. You have your own mountaintop of your life that you have to climb up and reach. It's your destiny, your own promised land, your own mountaintop. Your life is like a mountain, and you got to climb up these different levels. You feel me? Your life is like a mountain, and you got to climb up these different levels to reach your mountaintop. I have to climb up these different levels to reach my mountaintop. She has to do the same, and he has to do the same. Our lives are like mountains, and we all got to climb up these different levels to get to our mountaintops. You feel me? Now watch this. In the Bible, the Bible makes it very clear that God's connection was with mountains. What you mean by that, Tiario? So glad you asked. Meaning that all throughout the Bible, we see so many things concerning the mountaintop. I'll give you the example. Write these scriptures down. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Now write it down. Now, first thing first, let me just say this real quick. Okay. Let's look at mountain. Let's look at the meaning of a mountain, the definition of a mountain. Okay? When you think of a mountain, you're at the top of the mountain, meaning what? You can see everything clear. See, this is why you got to get to the top of the mountaintop of your life, because when a person climbs up a mountain, they see everything clear. They see the world in a different vision. They see the world in a different view. This is why, if you notice, when you see people travel and they climbing up mountaintops, when they standing on top of the mountain, they see the earth more clearer. They see the world more clearer. They at the top of the mountain. Okay? And even in the Bible, the Most High God was connected to nothing but mountains. You want the proof? Here we go. I'm going to give you these scriptures. Write them down. Okay? Here we go. Now, first thing first is this. God was talking to Moses on Mount Sinai when Moses got the 10 commandments for the Israelites. Where did Moses get those commandments? He got those commandments on the mountain. You feel me? Because, see, when you're at the mountaintop of your life, that's when God sometimes will talk to you best, and he will reveal all these different things to you, because you're at the mountaintop of your life. Moses got the commandments on Mount Sinai. Why did God pick a mountain? Remember, God could have gave Moses those commandments anywhere, but he decided to give Moses those commandments on the mountaintop. Notice that? Remember, he's the Most High God, right? He can just easily come to earth and just give Moses the commandments anywhere. But he decided to give Moses those commandments on the mountaintop, on Mount Sinai. Okay? And remember, when Moses did his 40-day fast, where did Moses go when he did that fast? Moses went on the mountaintop. Because when you're on the mountaintop, you can see the world more clearer. You feel me? You can see everything more clearer. Your brain is more free and your vision is more clearer. And that's why Moses went to the mountaintop. And just like I'm telling you, you have to climb to the mountaintop of your life. Now, your life is going to be different from mine. Mine is going to be different from yours. Yours is going to be different from hers, and hers is going to be different from his. But you have to climb to the mountaintop of your own life. Your life is levels. It's levels to your life. So you're climbing up all these different levels of your life to get to your mountaintop. And everybody has their own mountain to climb to get to their own mountaintop. So don't envy this person's mountain and don't envy that person's mountain. You focus on climbing up your own mountain to get to the top of your mountain. Now, here we go. Let me give y'all the rest of these scriptures, okay? Now, remember, God gave Moses the commandments on Mount Sinai. He could have gave him those commandments anywhere, but he gave Moses those commandments when Moses got to the top of the mountain. And Moses even did his 40-day fast on the top of the mountain. I'm showing y'all God's connection with the mountain. God's connection with the mountaintop. Watch this. Here's more proof. In the book of Exodus, chapter 3, verse 12, God told him, he said, you shall serve God upon this mountain. Write these scriptures down. The book of Exodus, chapter 3, verse 12. God said, you shall serve me upon this mountain. The mountaintop of what, Tiario? The mountaintop of your life. Yes, the mountaintop of your life. The book of Exodus chapter 3 verse 12. God said you shall serve him upon this mountain. I'm going to give you more scriptures. Okay. God even called Moses from the mountain. And this is in the book of Exodus chapter 19 verse 3. Okay. I'm showing y'all God's connection with the mountain. Okay. Because it all adds up and it all makes perfect sense. In the book of Exodus chapter 19 verse 3, God called Moses from the mountain. He called Moses from the mountain. In the book of Exodus, chapter 19, verse 3. Now, watch this. When we get to the life of Jesus, when we get to the life of Jesus Christ, when we get to the life of Jesus, even Jesus went to the mountaintop to pray. You want the scripture? I give it to you. The book of Matthew, chapter 14, verse 23. Jesus even went on a mountain to pray. Remember, Jesus could have went anywhere and prayed. But why did he go on a mountain to pray? Because I told y'all, the mountain represents high ground. When you're on top of the mountain, you can see everything more clearer. You know what I'm saying? You can see everything more clear. Your vision is more clear. Your mind is more free. And you just alone on the mountaintop, meaning you can hear God more. You can see everything more clearer. And then you're looking down on the earth, meaning you're escaping all of the confusion. See, when you get to the mountaintop of your life, you're basically escaping all of the confusion that's in your life. Because everybody have their own mountains to climb. So you're climbing up these mountaintops it's like you're climbing up these mountains in your life, right? Look at all the stuff you're doing when you're climbing up these mountains of your life. You defeating demons. You're escaping the confusion. You're getting away from negative people. You're getting away from evil people. This is why Moses had to go on Mount Sinai and get the commandments. Because when he was at the bottom with all those cursed Israelites, he couldn't even think straight. Remember, he couldn't think straight. He couldn't really he couldn't clearly hear God. So Moses decided to go up to the mountaintop. To be alone, the mountaintop of your life. See, when you get to the mountaintop of your life, you can be alone with God. You're spending more time with God. You can hear God more better. And see, this is why in these scriptures that I'm giving y'all, the mountain represents the mountaintop of your life. This is why in the book of Exodus chapter 3 verse 12, God said, you shall serve me on this mountain, the mountain of your life. Exodus 19 verse 3, it says that God called Moses from the mountain of your life. In the book of Matthew chapter 14 verse 23, it says that Jesus went on a mountain to pray, because even Jesus understood the connection between God and mountains. You feel me? You have a mountaintop in your life that you got to climb, and it's time for you to just start climbing up the mountaintop of your life. I have my own mountain I'm climbing, but you got to climb yours. Okay? Now, watch this. Even Jesus used the mountain as a parable, because remember, In the book of Matthew chapter 17 verse 20, Jesus said, you shall speak to the mountain. Do you feel me? Meaning what? The mountain of your life. Instead of Jesus saying you shall speak to your problems, he said you shall speak to the mountain. Jesus was using the mountain as a representation of your life. That's why he said you shall speak to the mountain. Read it for yourself. I'm in the book of Matthew chapter 17 verse 20. Read it for yourself. Jesus said you shall speak to the mountain. So Jesus even knew everyone got their own mountains that they got to climb. And Jesus said, look, in order for you to get to the mountaintop of your life, you got to speak to the mountain and you'll get there. That's right. He used the mountain as a parable. He was breaking it down to the disciples, but they didn't get it. That's why he said, speak to the mountain. Now, why would Jesus say speak to the mountain when he could have just easily said, just speak to the problems of your life? Think about that for a minute. Jesus could have easily said, look, Jesus could have easily said, just speak to the problems of your life. But he didn't say it that way. He said, speak to the mountain. In the book of Matthew, chapter 17, verse 20, he said, speak to the mountain. Okay, now, if this man is telling me to speak to the mountain is a representation of my life. So I got to climb up all these different levels of my life to get to the top of my mountaintop. You got to do the same. She got to do the same and he got to do the same. We all got our own different mountains that we all got to climb. And see, when you start climbing up your own mountaintop, that's when God is going to start revealing himself more to you. Why? Because this is how he operates. We know God spoke to Moses by the burning bush. But Moses didn't get the rest of the revelation and all this other stuff until he got to the mountaintop. Until he climbed up on Mount Sinai and got up there. Then God gave him the commandments for the Israelites. Then Moses went on his 40-day fast. Yes, when he was on a mountaintop. Now, why would Moses go on a 40-day fast when he's on a mountain? Because he can think clearer, he can hear God more better, and he can see the vision of the earth. Because he's at the top. Meaning he was at the top. Meaning he was at the mountaintop of his life. Yes. Because the mountain was a representation of his life. So when he got to the top of his own mountaintop, he went on a 40-day fast. God gave him the 10 commandments. The mountaintop is a representation of your life. And you got to climb it to get to the top. And see, a lot of you all, you're not climbing. You're not even climbing your own mountain. You're so busy worrying about his mountain. See, this is the problem that we have with a lot of people in the kingdom of God. Okay? You worrying about his mountain when you need to be climbing your own. You worrying about my mountain when you need to be climbing your own. You worrying about her mountain and his mountain when you need to be climbing your own. See, you all in his business. You all in her business. You all in my business. But you need to climb your own mountain. That's right. Moses climbed his own mountain. Even Jesus himself climbed his own mountain. Everybody who followed God in the Bible, they climbed their own mountains. But see, the problem that y'all have on social media today, y'all are worrying about everybody else's mountain except your own. I'm climbing my own mountain. I've been climbing my mountain since I came into the kingdom when I was 18 years old. Okay? I got people worrying about my mountain more than they worrying about their own. You got to get to the mountaintop of your own life. That's right. Worrying about my life ain't going to solve your problems. Worrying about the next man's life ain't going to solve your problems. Worrying about the next woman's life ain't going to solve your problems. You got to climb to the mountaintop of your own life. You got your own mountain to climb. And this is why Jesus said in the book of Matthew chapter 17 verse 20, he says, speak to the mountain. He could have easily said, just speak to your problems. He could have easily said, rebuke the devil. This man says, speak to the mountain. Your life is a mountain and you got to climb it, yo. You got to climb all these different levels of your life before you get to the mountaintop of your life. Now, will you ever get there? That's up to you. That's not even up to God. That's up to you. That's not up to your friends. That's not up to your husband, wife, or your family, your kids. That's up to you. And a lot of you all who are looking at this video and you're listening to this message, you're not climbing the mountain of your life. Stop worrying about everybody else's life and start climbing your own mountain. You got your own mountain to climb. So, with all that being said, y'all, in this video and in this message, I had to break this stuff down to y'all and explain this to y'all. The mountaintop of your life. Your life is a mountain and you got to climb it. And this is why God connected with mountains in the Bible so much. So much, man. I gave y'all all the scriptures. One more I'm going to give you. Even in the book of Revelation, I'm going to go ahead and give you this. The book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 10. When God showed John heaven, he took John on a mountain and showed him all that stuff. He even took John on a mountain in the spirit and showed John heaven. This is in the book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 10. It says that God took John on a mountain. You see how powerful God's connection is with the mountains? Because the mountain represents your life. And you got to climb up. You got to climb up all them different levels to get to the mountaintop of your life. The Bible says that God even took John on a mountain and showed him heaven. Jesus even said, speak to the mountain. There you have it. Moses didn't get the commandments for the Israelites until he went on a mountain. Moses didn't do a 40-day fast until he went on a mountain. The mountaintop of your life. So with all that being said, y'all, this is your boy Tiario. And I just wanted to just give y'all these scriptures, man. Oh, one more, y'all. One more. Now, Satan knows about this too. Tiario, how does Satan know about this? The book of Ezekiel, chapter 28, verse 14. It says that Satan dwelt on the holy mountain of God. Satan knows about these mountains. Satan knows about the mountaintops of your life. Satan used to dwell on a mountaintop. Satan was dwelling on the mountaintop of his own life. You want the scripture? I gave it to you. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 28, verse 14. It says that Satan dwelt on the holy mountain of God. So watch this. Satan was already at the mountaintop of his own life, because remember, he was the most anointed angel that God created. Okay, he was the most prettiest one. So watch this. God put Satan on his own mountaintop of his life. It's in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28, verse 14. It says that Satan dwelt on the holy mountain of God. So Satan know all about these mountaintops of y'all lives. He know it too well. And what is he going to do? Satan is going to come in your life and stop you from climbing your own mountain. Because Satan don't want you reaching the mountaintop of your own life. Do you honestly think that Satan wants you reaching the top of your... do you honestly believe that? Satan doesn't want you reaching the mountaintop of your own life. He don't want that, because he already know when you get to that mountaintop of your own life, you're going to hear God better. You're going to see everything more clearer. Satan used to dwell on the holy mountain of God. So he understands messages like this on what I'm giving you. Satan doesn't want you climbing your own mountain. He wants you worrying about everybody else's mountain except your own. Satan don't want you climbing your own mountain. And guess what? When you start climbing your own mountain, Satan is going to come to try to knock you down. Because Satan doesn't want you reaching the top of your own. He don't want you reaching the top of your own mountaintop of your life. He don't want you reaching that top. He doesn't. He doesn't want you getting up there. Because when you get up there, that's when he's going to say, damn, he at the top of his mountain. Damn, she at the top of her mountain. The mountain of your life. You at the top. And Satan don't want you at the top. He wants you at the bottom. And this is how y'all know this is too real. Because every time someone tries to make it out and they try to make it to the top, you always got other people dragging them down. Mountains are powerful. Mountaintops are powerful. Every time you got somebody who trying to make it to the top level of their life and they climbing their own mountain, you always got haters who trying to bring them back down to the ground, the mountaintop of your lives. It's very important. Satan, he know this stuff too well. He was on the holy mountain of God in the book of Ezekiel chapter 28 verse 14. So if Satan dwelt on the holy mountain of God, then that means if he see you trying to climb up your own mountain, what do you think he's going to do? He's going to try to send people in your life to keep you down. And me, y'all, I'm not letting nobody keep me down. I'm climbing up my mountain. I got a high mountain to climb, and I'm climbing it. I've been climbing it ever since I came into the kingdom. I'm climbing my mountain, but you got to climb yours. So with all that being said, y'all, this is your boy Tiario, and I'm out, y'all. Peace.